Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a long old time, and as you can see, things have changed somewhat. I'm now I've made it. What a load of bollocks. So I never thought I'd picture myself buying a Ducati, because it's like how you'd ever think about, oh, I'm gonna have a Ferrari one day, or a lot of people don't, like me. I like old Japanese cars, like aspirational, brands like Ducati, Ferrari. I just never bothered with. They didn't really excite me, but I was on the hunt for a sort of a do-it-all, sporty, touring, can take a passenger but still fun when you're on your own kind of bike. And really the only one that exists right now is this. It's a Ducati Supersport 950, and I test rode it just out of interest. I never thought I would end up buying it, but here we are, one test ride later, and parted with a significant amount of cash, and I'm on one. Mental. Yeah, it was just one of those test rides where I couldn't really walk away after. I just had to have it. It's just such a gutsy bike. It does so many things right. It feels like you're on a sport bike, but it's got a bit of comfort. It feels like a naughty street bike with that L-twin engine, because it's so goddamn punchy, but it's still it's just hilarious to rev the thing up as well. And it's got charm and wow factor because it's a fucking big red Ducati. That's always going to be a winner, isn't it? Oh, and obviously not forgetting those sensual crackles she does on the overrun when you're low down in the RPMs. It is just delicious. Yeah, I've never been that drawn to thumping V-twins as a concept, but this bike just blew me away on the test ride. It really did. So yeah, here I am. I'm committed now. I've splashed the cash. She's in my name. All that's left to do now is ride the bloody thing. And so far, let me tell you, I am not regretting my purchase one bit. Normally, when a bike's this punchy, it suffers in other ways, but for me, the only drawback is the vibrating mirrors. Like, I have no other criticisms thus far. It really is all things to all man. Oh, and we've got a blipper. Can't forget that. We'll have a blipper. Keep it in third. No need to go in second when you got this much grunt. Just beautiful. And then you literally half throttle in third gear, 30 to 60 in the blink of an eye. I've never ridden anything quite like it. So good. And of course the benefit of all that punch is that when you do want to chill out, it's fine. Put it in whatever gear you want, it'll pull. It is a bit clattery in the low revs, but it's never jerky. I don't mind if a bike clatters around audibly, but the fact that it's still buttery smooth, that's what matters. Like, look, now I'm below 2000 and it just purrs. It just purrs around. You never get the feeling that it's going to buck you off or cause any kind of traction issue. And of course, being a modern bike, it benefits from all of the modern technology. Traction control, ABS, wheelie control, you name it, it's got it. It's got all the latest bits. I have to say, TFT screens are the way forward. It is so clear what speed I'm doing, what the revs are at all times. No criticisms there. I do need to adjust my clutch a bit. Oh, those pops! The pops this thing does out the exhaust at low revs. It's just filth. I don't understand how an OEM exhaust can sound this filthy. I really don't. Listen to that! It sounds like it's got a fucking rude boy cannon on it or something. Ridiculous. Quick shifter is a dream in town. I actually find it smoother at low revs than high revs, weirdly. It's normally the other way around. Maybe it's a setting that's been tweaked, because admittedly I haven't actually changed any of the settings on it. I've just had it in sport. That's what I had it on in the test ride, and that's what it's been on since. That's a dream. Absolute dream. These don't get killed. Excellent. Yeah, I'm once again, just as I was on the test ride, blown away by this thing's charisma and practicality all rolled into one. It really is the Goldilocks bike. It feels like I've finally found a bike that was designed around my needs. You know, someone who wants a bike to ride primarily on the street, but has still got sport bike ergos to an extent, got character, but is still smooth. It's perfect. I'm going to slice up the middle here because I can. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, quick shifter needs a good shove to get it working properly. I have found that actually. I think I might have to adjust my lever down or something. Yeah, I had that hesitation with the quick shifter on the test ride actually. Having a bike that is capable of punching through the air at this rate of acceleration, it does make you quite brave on roundabouts and such, which you know, it could lead to issues. Fingers crossed it doesn't. Alright, so this bike came with ceramic coating, and I've been told I need some pH neutral shampoo to wash it with, otherwise I'm in danger of ruining the ceramic coating or something along those lines, and I wouldn't want to do that. We're back. Part 2 of today's mission is to get some graphite powder, because this basically brand new bike already has a sticky key somehow. Maybe it needs to bed in. Feels a bit disconcerting though, forcing a key into a basically new bike. Very Italian of it to be like that. She's warming up. It's quite nice on a cold day though, to be fair. Bit of heat on the legs, on the gusset. That's the Doge dog, isn't it? Shiba Inu. Del Sol. Love that. Oh, it's doing it the wrong way. It goes to show, doesn't it? One thing I did do to this actually was I installed an ROADLOK, which is a very nice piece of equipment if you hate carrying locks with you but also have a fear of your bike getting nicked. A healthy fear, I'd say, as well. You just slot in a little lock. I'll do it now actually, I'll show you. It's really really handy thing to have for a bit of peace of mind, you know, especially just for nipping out bits, you know, just leaving it outside shops, or, you know, leaving it for 5-10 minutes. You don't have to, you're not like, oh god, is it going to get nicked? You know, you can as long as it doesn't get lifted into a van, you're pretty safe. The attack tests on this thing, it's done rather well. Not too heavy either, so you don't notice it when it's on. I certainly wouldn't anyway with my level of riding. So yeah, currently it's got the little dirt protection thing in it. Where's the fucking... I do struggle to get the key in, that's one annoyance with it so far. So yeah, that comes out. That just protects it from getting all gnarled up and whatnot. So I'll keep that. And I've got my key on a little detachable thing on the pin. You just push it in, spring loaded, so you lock it in place. It's got a nice bright yellow tag, so it's obvious that there's security fitted, which is always nice. And then all you do is roll the bike, and you can hear the pin lock into place through the disc, and then it's immobilised, and you can browse the local delicacies in your area without worrying about your bike getting rolled away by some scropes, because this will stop pretty serious thieves as long as they haven't got a van, let alone the opportunist scropes. So yeah, highly recommended. Although, funny thing that happened during the installation, the bolts that hold the caliper to the fork leg, these ones that go here, my OEM bolts were 2 different lengths, and they have absolutely no business being 2 different lengths. We tested this with the new bolts because the amount of thread is exactly the same, so there's no reason why the bolts would be different lengths. And I checked an exploded parts diagram as well, and they were it was the same bolt for both. It's the same part number, so obviously hopefully the bike wasn't put together on a Friday bank holiday, but there's been a bit of a mistake in Bologna, I think. So yeah, my first Italian bike, the first job I do on it, and I discover something very typically, you know, what you expect of Italian exotica. Bloody the wrong bolt in the caliper. I'm tempted to check the other one, but I just don't want to tempt fate. I'd rather just leave it alone, you know. Although it would be nice to know I've got the right length bolts in there, so maybe it would be worth checking it, but I don't actually know the torque spec. I've got a rough idea. I mean, that's how I installed the ROADLOK, but I'm not 100%, so I'm kind of feel like I'd rather just leave it alone rather than tempt fate. But yeah, there she is anyway. Let me know your thoughts. I'll probably film a bit more on the way back from here. This is where I'm getting my graphite powder for the sticky locks. Yeah, imagine if you got a new Honda, it would all just be smooth as silk, but yeah, just adds to the charm, at least while it's new. You can put up with foibles on your new toy, can't you? But yeah, might begin to grate if I can't sort these things out, but I'll do my best. Yeah, ciao for now. Successfully collected the graphite powder, and I was just blown away by how much better independent shops generally are than the big counterparts. Like the local store, it's called Morris Meeker. You go in there and it's just like an Aladdin's cave of every single sort of painting, decorating accessory you can imagine. Like, they've got a whole different section for like locksmithing, and that's where I got the like, I just walked in. Hello, how are you? Anything I can help you with? Yes, I'm looking for this. Just got taken straight to it. They had it like on the counter. I was paying for it within seconds. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, always try and use your local little independent stores. That's quite annoying. Why don't you go in? There we go. Because they're actually really good. That was so easy, and they just had so much. I'm going in there now if I need anything hardware-y. Well, I mean, that's what hardware store's for, but it's so easy to fall into the trap of just going into B&Q or whatever, but it's just overpriced nonsense, and they just generally don't have what you need either, whereas that, I can't imagine them not having anything in there. It's just floor-to-ceiling goodness. Let's get out of this gentleman's way. I think he heard me talking to myself. It's alright, it's normal for me, don't worry. As I was nattering there, that's the unlocking procedure. You may have noticed that the pin didn't want to come out. A trick that they gave me, because I need a bit of help with the install, because I had those different length caliper bolts that just threw my brain into overdrive, and I ceased to function at that point. So, oh yeah, amazing customer service from them. So they gave me a tip that if you just push up on the handlebar, it just relieves the pressure on the pin and it just comes right out, and I've just tried it then and it does work, and that's all there is to it. Very, very nice piece of kit. Yeah, the customer service was incredible. The UK distributor, it seems to be run mainly by one chap called Chris. You go on the website and there's like a little chat to us feature. It takes you straight through to a WhatsApp, straight to the guy, you know. And he actually talked me through my install on FaceTime. It was amazing. He even drew a little diagram of like the logic of, you know, how it's installed and making sure it's all safe and whatnot. Couldn't ask for more than that. And he didn't do it in a patronising way either, you know. Obviously he has to assume people have got different levels of spannering skill. Mine is very much entry level. I've got the right, you know, he a little confused, but he got the spirit. That's me when it comes to DIY. So yeah, no, it was a really great experience. Highly, highly recommend. If you've got radially mounted calipers, you're missing a trick if you don't get a ROADLOK. That's my opinion. But, you know, feel free not to get one, because the more rare they are, thieves aren't going to figure out how to defeat them. But frankly, based on the torture tests I've seen, nobody's been able to really find a great way of defeating it. I mean, the only real way to defeat it is to put it in a van, but same goes for any disc lock, you know. That's why they always tell you to layer it with a chain as well, don't they? So yeah, Boston, mate. I don't know why I said that. Boston. Not really the kind of thing I would say normally. Yeah, dead happy with that. Dead happy with the bike and all. Let's hope this graphite powder loosens up the locks a bit. I have noticed, just as I've been using it and messing about with it in the garage, the more I'm putting the key in and out, it does seem to be slowly getting a bit more compliant, but I don't want to, you know, scratch away at the barrel, so hopefully this graphite powder will do the trick. Maybe I'll report back, who knows. Probably not though. I wouldn't bank on it, you know. Certainly not.